Hey, it's Carrie Flatla here with Remax Real Estate Lethbridge and carrieflatla.com for this week's Friday Fire. I want to talk to you today about part 2 of your real property report. One more thing that gets overlooked, is not discussed in advance often enough of listing and selling your home, but it can hold up the sale. So first of all, just for review, because we've talked about this many times before, it'll be backwards on the screen here, but this is your real property report. It's a gray folder that would have been provided to you by your lawyer, I hope, when you purchased your property. I believe real property reports became a thing as they're known today. Back in the late 80s, they used to be called a land survey or something to that effect, but it's basically, I don't want to try and make you read all this, but it's basically a drawing by a surveyor of your house and all the structures on your property and all the improvements on the property. So fence, garage, deck, the house, all that kind of thing. And then it shows the boundary lines of your property. So this is really the only way that the lawyers know what is changing hands for value on closing day. So this is built right into the offer to purchase. It is in the purchase contract. Basically what it says is that the seller will provide a real property report accurate to the improvements on the property prior to closing day, so that the buyer's lawyer can review with the buyer. Now, there's another part to this though in the fine print that a lot of folks forget about, and what must accompany the real property report is, see the City of Lethbridge letterhead here? So you get a real property report from a surveyor, and then that real property report goes to the City of Lethbridge, and their Development Services Department must write a letter of compliance to go hand in hand with the real property report. So one can't go with the other, without the other. So the buyer's lawyer wants to see this and the matching City of Compliance, or City of Lethbridge. Are they the City of Compliance? The City of Lethbridge compliance letter. So these two things have to go together. If you have a new real property report, so say you had to get a new RPR, that's what you'll hear lawyers and realtors call it, because, for example, you built a shed, a big shed, or a deck, or a garage on your property since you bought it, you will need an RPR update, and then you will need a new compliance letter. And all of these things cost money. If you would like to have the biggest headache of your life and potentially litigation on closing day, don't bother with this stuff and see what happens. Okay? So when we sit down to list your property, I will ask you, where is your RPR and City of Lethbridge compliance letter? And quite often, when I ask for that information so that I can review it in advance, homeowners aren't quite sure what I'm talking about. Often because it's been so long since you moved, you don't even remember looking at this documentation when you bought your house. You need to find it. It's a lot of money to replace it. It's a little less money to get an update, but it's a lot of money to get brand new survey and letters. So very important. If you're a home buyer, when you are provided this, put it somewhere safe with all your other legal documents and hold on to it, because to get all new is $700-800 and up. Okay. So why does the City of Lethbridge letter of compliance matter? Because development services at the city, at the municipality, they have to approve through permitting and, architectural controls and all these things. When something is built on that property, they have to make sure that it's in compliance with their bylaws, land use bylaws, setback requirements, all these things. So for example, if you have a garage, there are setback requirements from the property line, that kind of thing. If you have a shed, it has to be a certain distance from the house and also a certain distance from the property line. There's all these different things. You cannot just go willy-nilly and build whatever you like, wherever you like it, to whatever specs you want on your property, even though it is your land. So the compliance letter matters. Now, sometimes things are not in compliance, and the city may or may not let you keep it there until such time you decide to change that structure, and then they will ask you to bring it into compliance. Sometimes it's not in compliance and the city's not very happy about it. The reason all of these things matter to you as a homeowner is because if you have an issue with compliance, it could matter to the buyer. They might want to know that when they buy the property. If 3 days prior to closing day, 3 days prior to you getting paid for your home, the buyer and their lawyer sit down and review your real property report and compliance letter, and there's something missing on the survey, or there's an issue with compliance at the city with some structure on your property, and they weren't aware of that when they decided to buy and sign off on that purchase of your property, there could be an issue, a legal issue. Now, the buyer's lawyer may request a holdback at closing day, and a holdback means we're going to hold back a certain sum of money, often thousands and thousands of dollars, from the proceeds of sale until we get this issue resolved. So now the lawyers have a contentious issue they need to deal with, because the buyer's like, well, I don't want to deal with this issue. I didn't know about it before I made an offer on this home. So I'm just giving you one example. There are myriad issues and challenges around real property reports and compliance letters. The main thing you need to know as a homeowner is get this documentation ready for your realtor when you go to sign that listing paperwork, so your realtor can review it. And if there's an issue or a potential issue, then we can discuss that and deal with that ahead of time. You might need legal advice, or you might need an update to your real property report. All of these things will prevent monetary problems and stress at closing day when you're ready to move on and collect money for the sale of your home. So City of Lethbridge compliance letter, real property report. These are some of the most important documents next to the offer to purchase on your home. Pull it out of the file, pull it out of the drawer, dust it off. Let's take a look at it when you go to list your house. That's today's Friday Fire. As always, if you have any questions at all, you can certainly leave a question in the comments. You can contact me and my team anytime at 382-7335. Go to carrieflatlaw.com. Please like this page and follow it if you would like to keep up with real estate tips and ideas and news every Friday. Have a terrific weekend, and we'll talk to you for next Friday Fire. Bye-bye.